What's going on, everybody? My name is Scary Spikes and welcome to another VTOL VR video. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the CAGM6. It is a cluster munition, optically guided, and not very friendly with the Geneva Convention, but hey, this is VTOL VR, so we're going to take a look at it anyway. Stay tuned and let's go ahead and get started. Alright everybody, let's go ahead and get started with the CAGM6, or the Cluster Anti-Ground Missile number 6. 6 because that's how many projectiles we have, or how many warheads we have in the missile. So let's go ahead and switch my camera off here, and we'll go ahead and switch over to the nav screen. And then we're going to switch over to our TGP screen. Those are the two screens that we're going to be using. We're going to zoom in just a little bit here, and before we do anything else, we're just going to slow down just a little bit here, and we're going to go ahead and make sure that our master arm is turned on. Other than that, that's pretty much all we need to do, except of course we do need to set up our screens a little bit here, and believe that our targets are going to be just right down over there. I'm still having trouble figuring out my hand signals. So we're going to go ahead and just overfly them. There we go. Now we're able to see them. So as we just overfly them for a second here, we're going to go ahead and set up our autopilots so we can discuss how we're going to go ahead and take them all out. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and make this SOI, or sensor of interest. That's the nav screen, of course. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here, and then we are going to navigate over to where our targets are. And the really cool thing about this is that the projectiles or the warheads inside the CAGM6 are self-targeting and basically self-engaging. And so as long as you get the missile optically to within the AO, or where the enemies are, as long as they're ground enemies, whether they're moving or not, those projectiles or those warheads should have absolutely no problem in identifying them and then obliterating them very soon thereafter. So we don't really need to specifically, I want to do this in air quotes, there we go, specifically target a particular enemy. Of course, we can do that if we like to. It's something that I actually do prefer to do, just because I use other precision ordnance as well. If you haven't seen my previous videos, you'll certainly know about that when you watch them. But in any case, I digress. You don't really need to select a specific target, just the general area of where the missile is to deploy its warheads. The next thing, of course, we have no signal on our TGP. We're going to want to go ahead and just click the power button there, and as you can see, we do have a little gimbal limit display here. I like to turn this off. If you're relatively new, you might want to keep that on. That'll give you a guidance of where the gimbal limit of the camera is. That is to say, how far the camera can turn in a given direction. We're going to be utilizing the GPS system, not for the guidance of the missile itself, but to help us in engaging our targets with the TGP, because it can be a little bit laborious to do it just with the TGP alone, unless of course you know exactly where to look, and that will be in the second part of this video, where I'll show you some moving targets on a bridge. So let's go ahead and just start turning. We're going to go ahead and keep our altitude autopilot engaged, and as we start turning, we're going to want to go ahead and click on the GPS-S button here. And what that's going to do is, whatever sensor we happen to be looking through, so in this case it's our nav screen, it's going to send that exact spot that we're looking at into our GPS system as GPS coordinates. And you can see what those are when you go into the GPS system, and you'll have your first group created for you automatically there, and then you'll have your first GPS point. We can go ahead and head back to the TGP here, and we're going to click on the GPS-A button in a little bit here. This is your GPS acquire, and basically what that does is it allows that particular sensor, whatever it may be, in this case it's our targeting pod, to acquire that GPS position that we have captured with the GPS send button in our aircraft's GPS system, and basically slew or slave the camera to that exact place. And that is really helpful, because it helps you to get a better eye on what's on the ground. And if you're using precision ordnance as opposed to cluster ordnance like we are today, it's even more beneficial, because it allows you to very specifically target which target you want to destroy. This can be really important if you have some friendlies in the area and you're looking to provide close air support and destroy a very specific target. In this case, of course, that's not the case, because we are attacking with cluster munitions. We'll go ahead and zoom out there as we are making our way towards our targets. I'm going to go ahead and actually start turning left. Let's go ahead and reset this so we're looking straight in the middle. There we go, overturned just a little bit. But in any case, it's a great system to use in order to be able to afford yourself the luxury of being able to pinpoint and basically use precision ordnance to destroy very specific targets. So we are making our way towards the targets now. I'm going to go ahead and start leveling out shortly. And now that we're facing in the general direction of the target, we're going to go ahead and hit GPS A. And as soon as we do that, our camera will slew, and we should get a shoot cue, because as you see, we do have the weapon selected. There's the only weapon equipped on the aircraft. So let's go ahead and hit that now. There we go. So now that is slewed. And as soon as we lower the nose here, you can see that we do have that shoot cue. I'm going to go ahead and just make a left turn here, and we're going to zoom all the way in. There we go. I'm going to slow us down just a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and rifle off this anti-ground missile. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn just a little bit off so that we're not listening to that horrible, horrible tone. And we're going to go ahead and hold our heading and hold our altitude, and we'll be able to see just down there the missile making its way. And of course on the TGP as well, we can make the soy so we can maneuver sort of in between, in the middle here. And as you saw, I didn't designate a specific target, I just kind of shot in the direction of the targets. But that missile is going to head towards that area that I've designated optically, and as you can see there, the warhead's separating and destroying all of the ground targets in the area. So let's now go ahead and use the same technique on some targets on the bridge. So we'll go ahead and center this. We'll go ahead and zoom this out a little bit, and we'll go ahead and hit the forward button there. There we go. And what we can do as well is, actually we can keep this here. We're not going to be using the GPS system here. What I do want to show you is what this would kind of look like if we start using the just the TGP on its own. So that's a good way to do it if you happen to know where the targets are. Let's go ahead and re-engage our autopilot here. And so yeah, if you happen to know where your targets are, this is a great idea. Of course, you can always use the GPS system if you're having some trouble finding them. So let's go ahead and just make sure that we're soy. We are the sensor of interest indicated by the green rectangle there. And as we start moving our TGP, you can see that that little thing down there is actually our TGP. And we do have a shoot cue because we are in the area where the missile is able to attack. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to see too much here because we're basically right on top of the bridge. So I'm going to go ahead and peel away a little bit here. This way, we're going to lose just a little bit of speed. I forgot to turn my HIMIX on. We'll probably increase our speed a little bit since we're a little bit low. Go ahead and level out again. Just do it in a very cheap way. Using the autopilot here. So let's go ahead and make a slight turn here, and as we make that slight turn, we're going to be able to start using our camera here to see if we can find those targets. So there we go. That's zoomed in, and let me see. So the bridge is right there. So we're going to go ahead and follow the bridge, and we're going to see where those enemies are. There should be some vehicles coming across the bridge here, so let's go ahead and see if we can find them. Alright, there we go. So we've got our targets here. Now they're going to be really close, but we're going to go ahead and turn around. And we're going to go ahead and engage those targets. And rifle. And then we'll go ahead and move the camera and see if we're able to get a hit. And there we go. We've got all the targets destroyed, despite being moving ground targets. And that is how you engage moving and non-moving targets using discreetly the TGP, as well as the assistance of the nav screen and the aircraft's GPS system, and deploying the CAGM6, or the Cluster Anti-Ground Missile number 6. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable. And hey, if you did, you can help me out in an absolutely huge way by just remembering to like the video and sharing it with your friends and your communities. If you haven't done so already, do make sure to become a subscriber with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of my wonderful videos in the future. And of course, thank you so much to all of my wonderful channel members and patrons for helping to make videos like these possible. If you'd like to help me out and go above and beyond, you can do so by using the super thanks down below or becoming a channel member, or find the link in the description to take you to my Patreon page and become a patron there for all sorts of goodies. Thank you so much to all of you for watching and for your support, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video. Bye for now. And I just wanted to thank all of my wonderful channel members and my patrons, as well as our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.